So Gliffy is a 501c3 nonprofit organization funded in 2010, and we're currently made up of over 360 high school and middle school students from the East Bay. Our mission is to inspire one another to make an impact on local and global communities, and we do this by hosting and participating in various volunteer activities, as well as raising funds for charity.
As our mission states, both locally and globally, we strive to make an impact on our communities. Our recent initiation of the African Library Project allows members to donate books towards the creation of children's libraries in Africa. Since we started this project, we have now created 2 libraries and donated over 2,000 books. And locally and globally, we support children in need. Currently, we sponsor 3 Ugandan orphanage children and 4 low-income families in San Francisco. This last year, we initiated the Pleasanton Unified School District Hand in Hand We Rise Scholarship for foster and kinship senior students. Taking this opportunity, we also donated Christmas gifts to other foster kinship kids in the Pleasanton Unified School District. And most importantly, we sponsor and donate towards a lot of local nonprofit organizations. Since 2018, we have been supporting the Friends of Children with Special Needs organization and have also provided tutoring and lessons there. Additionally, we proudly sponsor the Alan Koo Foundation and the Oakland Youth Catalyst Network.
At Gliffy, we're also able to contribute to our community through our events. We have annual events, year-round projects, and enrichment programs. So for our annual events, Gliffy is very involved in the community during the holiday season. One of our events is called the Family Giving Tree, and this past year, in 2022, our volunteers were able to donate 40 gifts to families and organizations for those in need. We also have the Christmas Shoebox Project, and this project allows our volunteers to pack a shoebox full of toys, school supplies, and other small gifts to donate to low-income families around the world. Locally, we also participate in Adopt a Senior, and this is where our volunteers can adopt a senior, and they can purchase a gift for them as well as make a handmade gift and greeting card. So other than our holiday events, we also participate in Alameda County Fair volunteering every summer, and this is our largest volunteering event every single year. So here, our volunteers are able to help set up the fair, run booths, and also help clean up afterwards. Our talent show and gala is hosted every year, and this allows our Gliffy members to showcase their unique talent, like Chinese classical dance, Kung Fu, and various vocal and instrumental performances. Our Savers Fund Drive and Chocolate Truffle fundraising events were both initiated to help raise funds for Gliffy. And lastly, our College Forum is hosted every year where our high school seniors can share about their college application experience and also their timeline throughout high school.
Besides our big annual events, we also host monthly volunteer opportunities and projects that members can get involved with. So Kids Against Hunger allows members to pack meals for areas in need. Most recently, we packed over 40,000 meals in our monthly project. All of these projects, like Pony Express, the Contra Costa Food Bank, and the San Lorenzo Family Health Center, allow members to participate in food sorting related tasks to give back to the community. The Cran Sorting Project, hosted both in person and with take-home boxes, allows members to store old crayons to be recycled into new ones. We also use this during our member bonding activities. Both Fertile Grounders and Living Arroyos allow members to participate in creek cleaning and other eco-friendly tasks to support the local community. And the Root Leader Senior Center performance, hosted once a month, allows members to sign up to perform performed in front of the seniors in the senior center, and any talents are welcome to participate.
So other than our volunteering events, we also have enrichment programs, and this includes clubs, camps, and different workshops and programs. So one of our most popular clubs is called the DIY Computer Club, and in this club, students are able to learn about the basic fundamentals of computer hardware, and at the end of the session, they're able to apply their knowledge by building a computer and keyboard from scratch and donating to homeless shelters. Liffey also offers various educational programs like public speaking and leadership, math workshop, and debate camp. And then we also have a lot of creative programs like music production, jewelry making, and many more. And here's just a list of some more of our camps that we offer. So during COVID, a lot of our programs were still initiated, but instead of in person, we moved to online. But now we're still trying to transition and move back into in-person and hybrid.
Hopefully you've been able to learn more about all of our amazing volunteering opportunities and projects. No matter what your interests lie in, we hope that you find a volunteering opportunity with us. If you have any questions after the seminar, we will have posters in the main room and also our officers and project leaders there to answer any questions. Now without further ado, let's welcome Elaine to the stage to introduce Dr. Xie.
Thank you, Casey and Maddie, for the introduction. My name is Elaine, and I'm the VP of Marketing at Liffey. We've had the privilege to feature Dr. Julie Xie as your speaker since 2017, and are so honored to have her back. The topic of her presentation today is positive communication to reduce teen anxiety and boost family relationships. As we grow up, we may begin to express ourselves in our different interests and activities. Occasionally, this can lead to conflict between children and their parents. Dr. Julie Xie is here with us today to help mend those disagreements and help parents and children see the other's perspective. Dr. Xie has worked as a psychologist for the Fremont Unified School District since the year 2000. She has also been a part-time faculty member at the Sophia University since 2017. She received her master's degree from Beijing Normal University and her PhD from Temple University. As some of you may know, she's the author of 2 books, Being a School Psychologist in America and Learned Happiness, Positive Family Handbook. These books are also available to purchase after the seminar. Dr. Xie has given numerous presentations on youth mental health topics throughout the entire country. We thank her for taking the time on the weekend to speak with us today. At the end of her speech, Dr. Xie will answer any questions you may have, so please hold on to your questions until the very end. Now let's give a warm welcome to Dr. Xie.
Let's give a round of applause for our next generation. I'm truly impressed. Are you? I keep on asking myself, what was I doing when I was their age, right? 大家都在做什么？大家在这个年龄的时候都在做什么？有没有做这么多的事情 ？Please send me your PPT. I cannot believe the amount of community work that they did, right? That's impressive. Yeah. 非常感谢大家牺牲周末的时间来到这里。我想今天很多的I don't know why it didn't show up like one after another. It's not animated. So the PPT is not animated. That's all right. So 本来它应该是一个一个跳出来的，它现在是一下都出来了，没关系。我想请在座的家长都站起来好不好？我每提到一个症状，现在因为我们今天讲的是 anxiety。我想请问一下大家哈，如果是您有这个症状的话，在过去的3个月中有这样的症状的话，请坐下；如果没有的话，继续站着，好不好？ So I'm going to share with you the symptoms of anxiety. If the answer is no, you can keep on standing. No, stand up right now. And then if the symptom you had over the past 3 months, please sit down. So the first one, restlessness, 不安。Restlessness. Second, difficulty in concentrating. waiting. Okay. Most of our teenagers sat down. Okay. 做事不能专心。Okay, next one. 头疼或者是 muscle aches 或者是肚子疼，然后cannot be explained by medical reasons. 对，你去看医生查不出来是怎么回事。Okay. Next one. 非常容易疲劳。Yeah, if yes, please sit down. If no, keep on standing. Okay. Muscle tension 很紧，觉得肌肉很紧。Irritable 很容易发脾气。Next one 很难入睡，或者是常常醒过来。下一个 heart palpitation 就常常有心跳加快，然后或者是心律不齐。最后一个有的时候喘过气来，就觉得好像喘不起来。OK，Thank you。没有站着的吧？好，还有一位站着的，大家给他鼓掌好不好？2位站着的。好，谢谢，非常感谢。每一次在疫情之前呢，没有，我一般都是不敢站讲台的。我是 Christian， yeah. If I stand there, I need to have something here to show that to honor. Yeah. So. 在疫情之前的时候，其实teen anxiety 也是各个高中邀请我做讲座的时候最 popular 的 topic。每一次呢，其实今天我还没有时间把家长和孩子们分开。其实 every time that I give this topic, and when I ask the parent, I ask them, do your children have at least 3 of those symptoms? Maybe 50% of the parents will say yes. But if I say, how about you guys? 3 symptoms over the past 3 months, almost 100%. So you are not alone. 这个并不说明我们有 anxiety， 只是说我们有一些焦虑的情绪而已，有一些症状，基本上达不到那个诊断标准。我会告诉大家为什么达不到诊断标准。This is a survey they did in 2009 by Challenge Success from Stanford University. So over 5,000 high school students in the Bay Area. Most of the high schools, including my high school, Mission San Jose High School, participated. And those are the results. 5,000 Bay Area high school students. 54% of female students and 32% of male students reported 3 or more symptoms of physical stress in the past month. Yeah. Here are some statistics, and we're not going to stop here because this is just to present you. Every time we come to a seminar, we present a question and then we solve the question. That's what we need to focus on. But it is very significant. This is the survey by NAMI, National Association Mental Illness. This data was collected in 2022, last year, so very recent. As you can see that over 25% of teenagers, 13 to 18, will experience anxiety disorder at some point in their life. So today we're going to focus on that. So here's another question. During the pandemic, last time I was here in 2019. 上次我来的时候是4年以前了。那我请问一下大家，在 during the pandemic, during the 3 years, 大家举下手就好了，这次不用站起来哈。Did you ever worry about your health? All right. How about your family's health? Very good. Losing a friend. How about your future? Thank you. Thank you for doing that. As you can see, especially our students, they do have such work. But I want to ask you another question. Please stand up if you did. 有没有人经过这个疫情更加健康？请站起来，请站起来。好 ，Thank you. Okay. How did you do that? How did you become healthier during the pandemic? So you have more time to exercise. A round of applause. 有没有 How many of our students here, your grades actually improved during pandemic? Please stand up. Do not be modest. Be honest. Stand up if your grades improve. Thank you. All right. So how did you do that? Thank you so much. Now, how about the parents? 好，再问一下我们的家长，有没有谁觉得自己 become healthier physically? I'm talking about how to see this. 健康更好的，健康就是体力的体能更好的，体能更好的大人有哈？有没有 mentally stronger? 有没有 ？Very good, very good. How about anybody became richer? Thank you. I doubled my income. Yes, you can do it. So it's the same pandemic. The point is that, do you remember last year? 去年我在网上做的讲座，大家记不记得最后那张 slide? And that's what happens. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. The same pandemic. Yeah. So the point is,我们永远都会有担心不完的事情。比如说 ，raise your hand if you worry about not being able to get into a dream college. Thank you. Well, you can raise your hand. You're not alone. How about not being able to be liked by a friend or a teacher? Well, good for you. Because I have been teaching middle school and high school students online since 2020, since March 2020, since our schools were closed on the 16th of March 2020. And many of my, especially female students, told me that they're so worried about not being liked by others. How about, do you worry about how do you compare with peers? Thank you, thank you. Yeah, you're not alone. There are always worries. If it's not afraid of failure, it's rejection, or it's abandonment, or loss of control, or criticism. So this is what the research shows in 2014 American Psychological Association 美国心理学会，它发现是leading cause of teen stress nationwide, 83% about school, 69% about college, 65% about family or financial aid. Now I want all the adults to stand up. All the adults, only adults, please stand up. Yeah. So if you experience this, please sit down. If you never experience this, please remain standing. 有没有经历过天灾，包括旱灾、水灾？请坐下。如果经历过，请坐下。有没有经历过失业 ？laid off, being laid off， 请坐下。How about 婚姻危机？如果有的话，请坐下。哇，这么厉害！在座家长，我已经都先坐下来了。意外事故、车祸有没有？意外事故。重病，自己或者家人有重病的，哇！我们站着这些家长，我们要跟他们摸一摸。So I want to show our children. I want to show our high school students. Even if you left school, there are going to be things that will make your life troublesome. And you have to deal with it. This is the statistics around the USA. 76% of adults in USA experience some kind of trauma. So including what we have now. So the standing parents are the lucky 24%, right? And how about the rate of automation? Just between 2018 to 2022. So the machines took over from 29% to 42% of the jobs. And now we know the ChatGPT, that's going to knock down more jobs. And even for good jobs, like a surgeon, it was estimated that 2035, surgeons will be replaced by AI. So my question is that, are you worried enough? I'm not gonna, my job is not to bring more worries to you. My point is that if you want to worry, there are endless reasons. Statistics about worries. 这是美国的，就是关于焦虑的、担心的数据。40% never happened. 30% already happened. There's nothing you can do about it. 22% are so small that doesn't worth your attention, and only 8% legitimate. They often compare worry to fog. This is from American Bureau of Standards. Yes, there is an organization called Bureau of Standards. A dense fog covering 7 city blocks to a depth of 100 feet is composed of something less than 1 glass of water. And I want you to remember that. Next time you worry and you think about, whoa, is that something that would never happen? I worry and then never happen. Or is that already happened that I have nothing to do to make a difference? Or it belongs to that 8%. Yes, some of our worries are true, but not all. So since we are here to talk about mental health, I want you to know what is mental illness. There are a lot of things happening. 生活中有很多的事情发生，什么情况下是出现心理疾病呢？就是我们的防御机制没有办法去有效的去解决。如果我们可以有效的解决、有效的保护我们自己的话 ，we will present as healthy, conscientious, funny, creative, and altruistic. But if we do not, we're going to look like unpleasant, annoying, immoral, even depressed, and some other things. Here are some more statistics for your reference. This is the data from 2022. 1 in 4 have been diagnosed with a mental health condition. So this is for teenagers. So 1 in 4. And also, if you look at the adults is a little better, 1 out of 5. But for teens, 1 out of 5. Here is 1 out of 5, and the other ones from 2022. That's including depression, anxiety, all kinds of mental health conditions. And also 70% of youth in the juvenile hall actually have mental health issues, a lot higher than those students still going to regular school. 为什么？他们很多就是有这个 mental health issue 出现了行为的问题，然后最后被送进了少管所，出现的行为，其实他们就是隐藏的 mental health problem. This is before pandemic. The percentage is much lower. The pandemic really did a lot negative things to children's mental health. So at that time, before pandemic, only 11% of adolescents have depressive disorder. Still, that's very high. And those are just information for you to refer to. Those are the things we went through. 没有办法去 control 自己的 worry, trouble sleeping, 睡不着觉, restlessness, problem concentrating. Those are big signs. And also there are some other red flags that we went through. So just for you to take a look at. And that's not what we want to stop, because we want to see how to combat, how to win, or how to prevent anxiety. There are a lot of things that we can do. Yeah. So this is something that I always go through every time I talk about mental health. 很多人对 mental health 有一个 misunderstanding. They thought mental health is only when people have mental problems. You know, look at the definition by WHO. Now, how many of you actually meet this definition? So this definition, 什么叫心理健康？心理健康是你可以发挥你的潜能。光这一条是不是就我们一半的人就站起来了，对不对？要发挥自己的潜能，大家有时觉得自己 fully develop our potentials. Yeah, realize 发挥你自己的潜能，然后可以应对生活中正常的压力，然后不管在什么情况下都可以 work productively and fruitfully and able to contribute to our community. 我当时看到这个定义的时候，我觉得这不就是我对我孩子成功的定义吗？如果孩子将来高中毕业的时候达到这个状态，我觉得我很成功。So here are more reasons that we need to spend time on mental health, because so I don't want you to stand up anymore. Maybe just raise your hand. Do you feel the sense of contentment? 你是不是对生活满意度很高？请举手。Good job. All right. Next one. Do you have a zest for living? 每天醒来就觉得生活太美好了。没有人举手吗？有一位，好，谢谢。2位、3位、4位，好，太好了。对不对？还有 ，you're not afraid of stress, and you can bounce back from adversity. Love it. I'm going to ask you guys how you did it. a sense of meaning and purpose， 觉得自己生命很有意义，很有目标感，很有意义。Very good. Flexibility to learn new things and adapt to changes. You're not afraid of changes. Very good. A balance between work and play and rest and activities. No. Okay. Last but not least, 有健康的关系，这个应该有很多，对不对？没有满意自己亲子关系的请举手。好，谢谢。这么满意亲子关系还来学习，对不对？哇，太少了，这个越来越富，穷的越来越穷。基本上亲子关系不好都没有来，因为他没有意识到这个问题。好，谢谢。好 ，Our goal is that's what we want our children to be like, right? We want us to be like that, and we want our children to be like that. The question is that how to experience the zest for living, have a sense of contentment, and also have the meaning and purpose. Tell me, what do you think? What do we need to do to get to mental health? Yeah. So what do you think? What do you need to do there? How to get mental health?
I feel like build better relationships.
Very good. Relationships.
Like trust in your own abilities.
Trust your own ability. Yes. If you don't trust yourself, you are not going to be mentally healthy.
Have a balance between like work and your social life.
Very good. You have to. Social life is important. What else?
Be able to set boundaries for yourself.
Set boundaries. What do you mean? Tell me more about it.
Like in your relationships, but also knowing when to rest, take time for yourself.
Very good. See, in order to set boundaries, which means sometimes I need to say no to people, right? That means you trust yourself. You do not bend over to please others. Again, you need to trust yourself. Very good. Very good. To have fun. You have to have fun.
I think be a lot less self-conscious.
Which is very difficult at this age. Yeah, starting from age 12, they have a very, very strong self-conscious. Like if a group of adults here are taking a picture, we're just taking a group picture. But if a group of teenagers are standing here, each one is going to feel like everybody's looking at them. Yeah, yeah. So thank you so much for pointing out that. How to be mentally healthy. Take breaks often. Very good. That's very, very, very important. And how did you know? That's the next group of slides. That is so important that actually that's what the first group of questions from the parents. 抑郁焦虑随着考试期间变化的孩子可以吃药吗？会减轻焦虑、提高注意力吗？同意吃药的请举手。摄取灵。Written. Yeah. If the doctor said yes, of course. But if you do not, if you're taking the drugs just to reduce, if you did not get that prescribed by a doctor, do not. But that, I being a school psychologist, this is my 23rd year. That medication is always my last resort. Like I exhausted everything else. And then I go to that. So how to build up my child's self-confidence so that she can reduce her anxiety and nervousness. See, that's the key. And I'm so glad that a couple of you mentioned that how to reduce anxiety. Confidence. If you have confidence, you wouldn't be that worried. How to let children not be afraid of challenges. Are you afraid of challenges? Thank you. Yeah, so we know that it's doable. Yeah, just a little bit. You can take a look at the. 因为刚才有家长问到说考试焦虑，或者是 before the performance 焦虑你看上去是这些原因压力过大、错误的认知、缺乏自信、考前过度疲劳、考前准备不充分、容易紧张等等性的。They need to talk to me because 每次我去参加那个大考，比如说托福和 GRE 的时候，我的正式考试都得跟模拟考试要高好多分。一上考场就兴奋 ，showtime， 显摆自己的时候来了。So how you look at the exam determines your mindset and performance. You get excited about it. Of course you're gonna do better, yeah. But a lot of children, they're very good students. Why? They are still worried about their test. Yeah. So where do we come about that? So a couple of you said courage, yes. When you're confident, you're gonna have courage, and those two goes hand in hand. 这两个是息息相关的。就像亚里士多德2000年以前就说了，没有这个 courage 的话就很麻烦，因为它真的对我们的一生就像努力一样重要。对，怎么样去 believe in yourself？ 有很多不同的信心，对你自己的信心。比如说，你觉得你很好看，那也是一种信心但是我们今天讲的是最难的一种信心，对你做事情的能力有信心。This determines whether you're going to have anxiety or not in your life and work. Confidence is so important that we have a national day for it. Do you know that October 20th is a national day, National Youth Confidence Day? So important. And today we're going to talk about this one particular kind of confidence, which is self-efficacy. 这个是我们心理学界的泰斗曼杜拉教授，他在上世纪70年代就发现，人们对自己 ability 自己做事情的能力，它严重的影响我们做事情表现。是不是觉得自己能够完成指定的任务？这种执行能力的评估，对自己能力有没有信心？这个是最重要的一个自我效能，就是我们对有很多孩子他有能力，他没有信心，这个是让我最心痛的。我的老大在6年级的时候，有一个同学到他家里来玩，那个孩子他弹钢琴弹得非常好，所以我就请他来弹一下钢琴，我说真好。然后他不弹说不行，而且他不是谦虚的那种，他是眼睛也不敢看你，然后就想找个地方躲起来的这种，我觉得非常奇怪，因为我明明知道他弹得很好，然后后来才发现这个孩子他家的爸爸家暴他的妈妈，然后也打他，所以他其实是能力是非常好的，但是他就是不相信他的，他从小就是被不管做什么很少有 positive feedback， 经常有这个 negative feedback， 所以他即使有能力，他也没有信心。那有一些呢是真的没有能力提高起来也很难。所以 where did your confidence come from? Yeah, I have to pick different students. So, where does your confidence come from? You will at the end of the seminar. I promise you. Very good. Do you agree? He said other people. Confidence comes from other people. You are so right. Yes, the environment, just like the student I mentioned to you, that if the parents gave the positive feedback, he wouldn't feel that way. Where does your confidence come from? How about some other source? Yes, other people are very important, but how about some? Myself. Very good. Yourself too. And I want to tell you where does your 自我效能 come from? Of course, yourself is a very important part of it. Doing is believing. The more things you can accomplish, so it's covered. So you can cook, you can do your homework, you can win a competition. All this will play a part. That's from yourself. So from your performance accomplished. But there's another kind. It's called vicarious experience. So you probably do not believe in your ability, but you see people around you who are similar to you, or your parents that you respect. Maybe your dad lost a job, and then he works hard, and half a year later he got another job, and he never gave up, and never complains. And then you look at him every day, and you're gonna see that, you know what, in the future, if some bumps happen in my life, I'm gonna be okay. Keep that in the gene. And the next one is from the other people. So when things are not going your way, how did the parents react? Other people. 对，刚才你在讲 other people. Can you give me an example? How did your confidence come from other people? Or lack of confidence come from other people? Oh, your brother, what did he do? Compliments. You hear that? We all need that. Genuine confidence. Thank you so much. Confidence. Yeah. So when you did well, somebody recognized that. 因为我跟大学生咨询，我原来都是咨询大学生的。疫情期间，大学生出事的太多了，特别是留学生，也有这里长大的孩子，因为一下子隔离啊等等，lot of changes，所以大学生很多就是在疫情期间最后不得不休学，然后回到家里。那很多都是这些孩子都会说然后那时候休学期间才会跟已经很大了，大3了，才会跟爸爸妈妈讲，说我从小长大的时候，我做好的时候，你都觉得从来没有正面的反馈，我只有做的不好的时候，你才会指责我，所以我真的就是觉得生无可恋。对，那时候已经被 diagnosed depression， 就很多就是这种情况。言语的说 ，How did the other people? Did you hear from our teenagers? Other people， 对。还有一个就是最后一个就是emotional arousal。你是比如说你自己比较累的时候 ，How do you interpret that? Do you feel like stress is not good for you, or you feel like this is a signal that I need to put in more work? So how do you interpret your physical symptoms for stress? I really love his observation. Other people's compliments. I'm a product of 皮格马龙效应。所以为什么我每次咨询孩子出去，觉得这些孩子比我强多了？那不是 compliment， 是真的。因为我自己在初中的时候荒废了3年，我小学成绩很好，但是考小升初的时候那个没有好，一下子让我觉得我自己就不行了。初中3年荒废了，那时候我爸爸妈妈忙着吵架，没有人管我，所以我上学的年龄比较小，10岁上的初中，因为在山东的时候管得不严，5岁上的小学只有5年，所以上初中的时候只有10岁，10岁到13岁初1到初3玩了3年，除了语文都不及格。然后好不容易我妈妈想别的办法去把我送进了那个省重点，然后当然我没有信心了，我什么都不会然后第一个期中考试下来，就是除了语文都不及格然后就是因为班主任半个小时的家访，就告诉我说，哎，你是我们班年龄最小的，中考的成绩也不错，那成绩不是我的，然后问我说，这个成绩这么差，是不是家里有点什么事儿？结果我也不敢告诉老师。那个成绩不是我的，然后就激动了一晚上，我现在还记得那天晚上的样子。就那时候就觉得，哎呀，老师有经验，老师觉得你很聪明，你可能真的很聪明哦。然后就开始好好学习了。我中学6年就学了最后2年半，这就是为什么来我这里咨询的家长，我都觉得那孩子好厉害，因为比我当年实在强多了我能够在中学最后学2年半到高2、高3都是前3名。就高1的下半学期从倒数，然后涨到第14名，那个第14名比我后来的什么前3名、什么1等奖学金什么都没法跟那个第14名相比，因为那个第14名是质的改变，它是让我觉得说原来我的学习我做主，我好好看书，好好做作业，我第2天就能听懂，就能考试考得好一点。So the other people believe me。当然最厉害的还是我妈，我妈在我初中。整个3年成绩都不及格的时候，从来就没对我皱过一次眉头。对我妈就觉得对我盲目的自信，觉得我不能做什么，不用上高中，也不用上大学，不管做什么都会做得很好的，就那种盲目的自信的所以，然后这2再加上我的班主任老师，一旦我妈之外还有另外一个人，然后也相信我，他就变成了我对自己的信心。So the other people's belief in you or confidence in you turn into your own confidence. So that's why. So if you think that I have 2 masters and 1 PhD and wrote 2 books and I love my life. Yeah. So I'm 50. I still keep on learning. Every day is so new, so exciting, and I cannot wait to see what my 80 look like. Yeah. So, but I was a risk student in junior high school. Believe. So how did the other people around you believe in you? will make a difference. So that's you get what you believe. But the problem is that many parents will ask me this, well, if they do well, if they get better grades, if they sleep on time, if they win all kinds of things, of course I'm going to believe in them. But right now I see them playing video games, not going to bed. How could I believe in them? So what comes first? 信心先来，还是孩子必须表现好了才能有信心 ？Which one comes first? Thank you, thank you. So the break point, if what I just said describes your family, remember the break point is us. We cannot require our children to turn like that, but we can change first, and then their change will follow. Trust me. Yeah. Just want to give you an example. Is the past 3 years, I've been doing lots of online classes for Chinese parents in China too. And this is from one of the parents. 他的孩子在 their child is a senior, and the mom complained that the student doesn't have any motivation in learning. So, and my feedback is that just recognize 3 things that he does well each day. At first, the mom said that no way. Everywhere I see is something that he needs to improve. I couldn't find 3 things, but she worked really hard, and she actually wrote down over 10 things. And once that happens, she started to give genuine compliments to the senior child. And guess what? And the mom was shocked, said that later on, one day after night class, you guys are so lucky, in China we have to go to night class. Yeah. So in school until 10:30 p.m. Can you imagine that? And then after night class, the child said, Mom, learning is very interesting. It happens if you can find what's right with them. There are many signs of low confidence. And this, again, for you to take a look when you have more time, because we apparently do not have enough time now. So, for example, if you have a hard, 你如果是很难做决定，甚至上别人夸你的时候让你觉得很不安，这些都是低自信的一个表现。对，一个自信心很强的人，他可以接受批评，也可以接受 confidence。Yeah. So where did the low confidence come from? This is something we talked about last year in the seminar. Just a minute first. So if we often experience failures, and we're gonna not trust ourselves. So this is这是个很有名的实验，在上世纪70年代的时候，他们就发现，如果是这个狗从来没有经历过任何其他的东西，正常的一只狗，那么你放在这个盒子里面，左边它是有一个轻微的电机。那么这个蓝线就是说，将近100%、90%以上的狗，它很轻松的就可以跳到这边，这边就没有电机了，很轻松。你看蓝线90%的狗都可以跳过来，但是如果是差不多的狗，但是在它进入这个箱子之前，先给它一个地方，那个地方呢，你不管怎么跳怎么叫，你没有办法躲避那个电机。那么经历过这样1天之后，你再把它放在这个盒子里，你看那个红线没有？只有大概30%。其实在这个盒子里很轻松，你就跳过来，它就没有电机了。但是只有30%跳过来了，70%是都不是，就趴在那里哀嚎呀。然后30%都属于什么？就是那种打不死的小强，就是 genetically they're so strong. Doesn't matter what happened to them, what kind of failures they experience, they're going to look for ways out. So that 30%, the 70% will develop learned helplessness. 这是习得性无助，跟我们讲的习得性乐观是正好是相反的。So then how to break it? If you feel like I already have low confidence, how to build that? All kinds of things. First of all, take advantage of everything you can do. Maybe she's not very good with math and science, but maybe she's an expert cook. That's possible. So how many of our high school students here, raise your hand if you do at least one chore each day? That's all right. You still have time. Yeah, pick up something before you go to college, okay? Because you are going to be not only future leaders, and you're also going to be future husbands and wives and moms and dads, right? So pick up something, something. Yeah, it wouldn't take you too much time, but that makes you feel so good. Make you feel so good. Trust me. Yeah. Helping others. What Lifting leaders have been doing is really enhance their confidence. Helping others make you feel valuable too. Yeah. Also, confidence in cultural heritage. That's one of the class for my 我有一个系列的家庭教育课程，这是其中一讲。对我们孩子来讲，文化的认同也非常的重要。If they don't feel good about being Chinese American, that's going to affect them too. And also recognize that we are different from other people. I'm unique. So comparison is negatively affects our confidence. How many of so I have a senior and I have a sophomore. 我有一个12年级的孩子，一个10年级的孩子。About maybe the first year of my older one's high school year, I learned not to mention anybody's name at my household. Yeah, they think that I'm comparing. I'm not, but they think they're so sensitive that they can't stand it. Every time I mention somebody's name, they think I'm comparing. 所以我们家长要做一个好的表率，我们不要不要经意的或者是不经意的做任何的比较。Every child is different. This is a study for college students. 因为常常自己的自信心，你看上去他好像很自信，但是他的自信心完全建立在他比人家强的那个理念上 ，and that's very very weak. So this study, in this study, they made arrangement that so for people who did the experiment for the vocabularies together with them, one group did much better than the real samples, and then the real confident college students, when they see other people, peers, did much better than them, their confidence increased. But if their confidence is built upon other people's weaker performance, they're in trouble. So when their performance is not as good as people who did it together with them, their confidence drop. And their confidence shoot up when they're better than other people. So just make sure that you have the real confidence, not a confidence only compared with other people. So courage and confidence, very important to your defense towards the worries. So we're going to go through this very quickly. This is from Forbes. Forbes summarized this it's good for adults too. So 你有一个目标很清晰，会帮助你更有信心和勇气。然后你有很强的自我觉察，你知道自己害怕什么，然后你也知道我如果不这样做的话，我会后悔的。然后把你的大的目标变成一个小的步骤，然后就是你要为这个事情做负责任，而且你周围有很多自信心很强、自我效能感很强的人，再就是每一天做一点点能够让你自我突破的事情。目标 ，we talked about this last year, so I want to go over this quickly. For successful businesses, they all have a clear mission statement. For successful people, we need also a clear goal. If they want to succeed, they know what they're doing. Yeah, because a goal gives us a purpose and a sense of control, drives actions and narrows focus, and also accountability, and allows us to feel optimistic and get maximum results. Do you raise your hand if you know exact or you have a pretty clear idea what kind of person you want to be in 10 years or 5 years, 5 or 10 years? Raise your hand. How about our parents? Do you have a clear goal? Thank you. Well, if we want to, very good. Very good. Yeah, if you want your children, well, first of all, please do not feel bad. A lot of people at your age do not know yet. Maybe you have a general direction. You do not know exactly what you. That's why about 60% of U.S. college students will switch a major in college years. About 60%. But I do want to remind you, the follow-up study shows that the chance for you to get into upper management is much higher, about 60% higher, if you never switch major, which means you went to college, you know what you want to be, and you persisted, and then you have a higher chance. Because I teach MBA classes, so I watch the adults world. So think about it. If you haven't decided what your goal is yet, and because you're so busy, that's very common. So just I'm going to show you some ways to find your goals. Colleges are looking for people with clear goals. Why? I'm not asking everybody to go to Harvard, but I just did a screenshot from the Harvard admission page because they made it very clear. Why? The colleges are not stupid. They saw the research. Research shows that people with clear goals have a much higher chance to succeed in life. They do not only look at your GPA, that shows your success in high school. They are looking for people who will be succeed in college and the future. So that's why they ask you these questions. 我很喜欢 Stephen Covey 高效能人士的7个习惯作者他讲的，他说所有的事情它都是发生2次，第一次先在你的脑海里，第二次在现实中。In other words, if you never plan on something, less likely it's going to happen. Yeah. For example, why do we go to so many years of school? Yeah. Why? Now we're talking about 13 years in elementary and middle school and high school, and then another 4 years, and many people will go on for grad school. Why? Why do we spend so many years in school? Why? Why do you go to school every day? For a good job. Very good. How about you? Good college and future. Okay. Do you like learning? Yeah. So how about you? Very good. To get to know yourself, education, to get to know yourself. Who am I? To get to know the world, how the world operates. And then, during the process, you're going to find out what you're really good at and what the world wants to pay money for. So you find your way, your position. So why I show this picture to my students? Because I've been having online classes for junior high and high school students in America and in Canada. Because I asked them to use 3 words to describe school. And guess what's the most popular word to describe school? Boring, difficult, challenging. You know, it's just that I was shocked. I have to hide it. Of course, I cannot give negative feedback because I love school. So I showed them the pictures. I said, look, all these people around the world, they risk their lives to go to school. And my students' reaction is, that must be because their school is more interesting than ours. But once they know that schooling is not a chore, it's for you to discover who you are and learn more about the world. Once you find out why, and how and what is nothing, that will come. 这个其实对成人，这是我们成人的 golden circle。我教 MBA 学生，所以成人也是一样的。在工作中，你如果想找到你的 passion， 你必须找到你为什么要做这个工作，你那时候才眼里会带光。孩子也是一样的，你先找到你的 why。好，你可以试，今天没有时间了，回头你可以看一下，你可以答应出来，你可以找一找，你看一下你的 space， 你的房间摆满了最多的 top 3东西是什么？你最多花时间在哪3个事情上？然后你的 energy， 你的精力都花在 top 3是哪些？然后你的 money 都花在哪里？你哪怕你是 disorganized， list the 3 things that you are most organized. So just a bit most disciplined about. You think about the most. You talk about the most. And what is that? I couldn't tell. Yeah, visualize. You visualize the most, and then you talk to yourself most about it, and you inspired by what are the three things, and you study. You spend most time studying what. So, and then you go to the next page, and you calculate. You calculate that the most frequent word that appeared on the other list, and that's your value. That's your value. That's a value assessment. That will help you. So you list your interests, your talent, your personality traits, and your values. That can help you to set your goals. And also, when you think about something, write it down. If you really want to become the kind of person, write it down. Why? If you write it down, you have a higher chance to accomplish that. Writing is encoding. It changed from a vision in your mind to words. Words are the rational part of the brain. So you use your rational part of the brain to help you clarify what you want to accomplish. I really encourage you to think about it, because if you don't know what you want to accomplish in life, somebody else will lead you away. Yeah. And that person may not have the best intention. Too much information. So another way to increase the confidence and courage, this is my older son. When he was 2, he was so scared of that black pepper because we were training him for toilet training, and the grandpa said that if you pee on the floor, I'm gonna put the black pepper on your tongue. And grandpa did that twice. Since then, he developed this fear about black pepper. So, and what's his defense system? 他的防御机制是什么呢? He'll go everywhere with that black pepper box in his hand. So we were in the July 4th parade, and he was holding that in his hand with a rattle on the left hand. And people were marveling about that term. Oh, I've seen toddlers holding a blanket, but I've never seen a toddler holding a black pepper bottle. Well, that's the point. When you're afraid of something, in order to conquer that, you have control over it. So why he holds that? Because if it's in his hand, it's not going to be on his tongue. So that's his way. So the same thing. So control. How to have control comes to another group of the questions. So the parents are very smart. They say that 可不可以避免拖延？怎么样才能去 manage time？可不可以怎么样才能去？因为焦虑很多来自于我们要做的事情太多了，时间不够，或者是我管理不好时间，我该做的都没做完，也没做好，怎么样才能去很快的谈一下我？这些就是 control. You take control. If you fail to hand in the homework continuously and get a poor grade, of course that's going to damage your confidence, unless you're like me, 50 years old, and nothing can damage my confidence. Yeah. So just keep in mind, those are from research. Students between 13 to 18, they overestimate how much time they have left to perform tasks. They overestimate how motivated they will be. 他们会常常会眼高手低，是这个年龄阶段最大的一个特征，因为跟他的大脑的发育是有关系的。大脑发育今天没有时间讲了，大家可以参考一下我过去的讲座，网上有很多。就是他们常常会想的挺好的，但时间给低估了，然后没做完，然后是常常会低估那个一个任务需要花的时间，所以 and also there are a lot of things，还有很多其他的这个误区，就他们一个是不知道自己需要做什么，或者是害怕失败，或者是不知道怎么去做，然后又不好意思去问别人，然后最后还有很多的就是habit， 就他们常常会有出现这个拖延的一个习惯，或者就是忘了，这些都是有可能的。因为大脑咱们原来讲过，发育最慢的就是 frontal lobe 这一部分 ，frontal lobe 这一部分刚好就是 focus planning， 还有就是forward thinking， 风险的预测等等，全都是这一部分，自控力全都是这一部分。大脑发育是从后往前，所以你看到这些孩子，他的逻辑思维能力非常强，记忆力非常强，但是呢，就是最后这个规划呀、掌控啊不够周全呀等等，这些都跟他的这个大脑发育是有关系的。 男性是只能到30岁左右，女性是27岁左右，完全发育成熟。所以我们的古人真的非常有智慧，嘴上没毛，办事不牢，对吧？就是其实姜还是老的辣，都是讲的这些。他们其实他们那时候没有脑科学，但他可以观察得出来，年龄还是很重要的。所以我们要理解，不是孩子他故意的，他有的时候真的就是忘了，他没有一个 system， 他就很容易忘事儿。So how to counter that? There are a lot of things. So now you know that you often underestimate the amount of time. Of course, you just assume everything will take longer. I'm working with 我现在在跟一个东岸的一位高中生，他已经其实都拿到 offer 了，很好的 offer 有全奖，但是呢，他现在又开始 So you guys have to be aware of that. So he already got an offer with a full scholarship, and he's at risk of having that offer rescinded. Why? Because he's starting to show Fs. 他很好的孩子，很愿意改变，但他的那个他有严重的注意力不集中，所以现在出现 F 了，所以很容易那个 offer 会被拿走的，因为还没有入学嘛。所以然后他在上周日的时候就跟我讲，他有几个作业晚交了，所以他说我今天和明天做这个，然后星期一、星期二做那个，然后最后昨天我们1个星期碰一次头的时候，他就说，哎呀，没想到他生病。Yeah, so they never budget the time that something may happen. Yeah, for 3 days he couldn't do anything, and he's further behind. So to prevent that from happening, assume everything will always take longer, ask for help when needed, and don't have hard tasks to the end of the day. Because do you know that when is out of the day, 什么时间是你自控力最强的时候，专注力最强的时候？ When is the time that you have the best self-control and focus? Yeah, that's right. For most people, morning, most people. And some high school students told me that no, late at night, that's very rare, and they may get into a not very good habit. Yeah, and also, did you see that? And some of you guys mentioned that, 3 of you mentioned, give yourself breaks. You are so wise. Yes, give yourself breaks. Now, why do you procrastinate? Now, how many of you, raise your hand, I mean, we have so little people, so raise your hand if you feel like I procrastinate. Almost all, right? Almost all. Why? They did a study in America and China. 中国和美国的大学生做过同样的研究，结论都是一样的。Procrastination， 如果是拖延症在整个的年龄阶段中都算上的话，是20%左右，但是在大学生中，中国、美国的都是一样的，85%左右。So they do not estimate time very accurately. They often overestimate how efficient they are or underestimate the amount of time. That's okay. You take a look at it and then we find a way to solve it. We're here to solve problems. We're not to point fingers. We're here to solve problems. Lack desire, that's one thing. 有的时候你就是不想做这个作业，能做就做，或者你不会做，或者没有信心，或者是被什么distracted. Yeah, I have a lesson on this topic. It's in one of my series of classes too. 所以大家一定要知道 ，for procrastination, we think it's a poor management of time. 我们觉得好像是时间管理不好，所以才会拖延。其实不是的。研究发现 ，procrastinator versus doers, they have a huge difference in their brain on part that manages emotions. 他们不是控制不好时间，而是控制不好情绪，管理不好情绪。当他们情绪他们那个管理情绪这个部分 very sensitive, a little larger than the doers, people who never procrastinate. 所以他们是没有焦虑的时候，他们更不要去做，他们要去做点别的让他放松的东西，比如说听音乐或者是打游戏。所以他们就直到最后不得不做了，再去做，没办法了。所以他们是 they cannot manage emotions. That's why they procrastinate. Not they cannot manage time. So 我们有个目标，比如说我今天要把这个作业做完，那一定会帮助我们能够减少。但是一个目标必须要跟着有切实可行的一个计划。So time management or emotional management, there are many ways. But the things that I'm going to show you later, knowing how to do it versus you actually do it, there's a huge difference, and we have to fill in the gap. 对，有很多的这种管理，怎么样去管理自己时间的这些信息比如像刚才讲的，就是你要把大家都知道，你要把一个大的任务 break down 怎么？但是问题是，它就是那个第一步迈出去。Task initiation. Once they get started, they're fine. They cannot get the first step or take the book out. Yeah. So how to manage that? When you get a chance, feel free to read this book. Adam had it. Atomic Habit. So if we fail to achieve a goal, it's because our system failed. Not we may have a clear goal, but we didn't finish that because we don't have the habit. So small, consistent steps. That's the secret to creating big, sustainable changes. So small, very small habit. So, for example, like we talked about this last year. SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bounded. For example, you really don't like to do the science assignment because that's your least favorite subject. And then your first step maybe just I just want to get the book out on my desk. That's all. And then I just want to start with something that I like about it. For example, I bought best looking notebook that I can find. I combine that with the least favorite subject. That would be fine. Just a small, measurable goal. Get that first step started. Last year we talked about the winner's effect, and so you can review last year's notes, but that was proved by science that even for animals, if you give them the experience of success, they will become more aggressive, more confident themselves. 6 times, that's all for rats. Like for example, you really want to get to bed by 11, and then you backtrack. You see, what's a specific goal? Oh, I need to get 8 hours of sleep every night. So measurable, I need to fall asleep by 11, and you already get up by 7. Attainable, I budget 4 hours of homework time between 3 p.m. and 11 p.m. And then relevant, I get rid of the distraction, and then I will achieve my goal. So you just break that down into smaller, achievable goals. Every single goal, it's not going to be accomplished, especially for big goals. It's going to be accomplished step by step. So be prepared for that. 一个家长问到说，孩子做的所有的东西都很重要，这时候怎么办？要 cut back 吗？ What do you think? If you love soccer, debate, and you love writing, and then that's all stressing out, you love them all, would you cut back? Then, how about you? And then how about, I didn't ask this question right. So how about, now, adding up, if you keep up with everything, you can get in 5.5 hours of sleep every night. Would you cut that? You have to. So, to know what's your priority, yeah, you have to know. Your health is more important than anything else. High school is the time that you have to cut back. Yeah. So most of you know about this Eisenhower's decision matrix. Important and urgent, important but not urgent, and also the other two. So last year we talked about this. We emphasized on, yes, you need to get the important and urgent things done the most because that's your big rock. But this year I want to emphasize something else. So in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, the author emphasized that pay attention to the not urgent but important things. So what are the not urgent but very important things in your life? What do you mean? Not urgent but important.
Maybe like long-term projects or like long-term goals that you work on.
Very good. What else?
My like.
Very good. Yes. They're not urgent, but they are very important. You can do it anytime. What else belongs to this category? How about parents? What are, for your work, what is not urgent but important? Yeah.
Everything is
Like, give me example.
just taking care of myself and everything.
Very good. Taking care of yourself. It's not urgent, but very important. I teach MBA. I want to show you the companies. They did a study for companies, high-performing companies versus average companies. They found out that urgent and important, they're about the same. They spend about the same amount of time, 25% time and energy on that. But what made the difference is important but not urgent. Things like staff training or planning or relationship among the employees and all that. So the high-performing companies spend 65 to 80% straighten out their system and prepare for the worst times and all that. So average companies spend 15% of their time on those things. So to us, like Challenge Success Mission, those are the important but not urgent things. 重要但是不紧迫的事情，大家一定要在family 中要有 family time. These are important but not urgent. Downtime and playtime. Now, how many? Raise your hand if your family have a tradition. Like for example, every Friday we go out for burgers, or every Sunday afternoon we watch a movie together. So raise your hand if you have some kind of things you do repeatedly, or maybe not set. Maybe just every week you have some time that you spend together as a family. Very good, very good. Pat your shoulders, pat your shoulders. Those are important but not urgent things. If you don't have that yet, build it. We still have time. Yeah, because especially for our high school students, they're gonna leave soon. So value that time. So ways to prioritize, I'll quickly go over this because we have so much to go through. By size of the task, those are for you guys, for you. By size of the task, you can do the smallest thing first or the biggest thing first. Or based on, of course, the deadline. So if you do the most difficult things first, it's called eat that frog. Stop procrastinating, you get that big thing done. Or you can start from the easy things. We talked about this last year. Rock, pebbles, and sand analogy. You manage your time. There are many other ways too. You find a system that works for you. Like for example, the senior I mentioned to you, he doesn't like the calendar. But he has a very good memory, so he keeps everything and he uses his phone. And that would be fine too. Find a system that works for you in terms of time management. And there are other things, so you refer back to it. You can color code your schedule book. That would be fun too. The red ones would be the most urgent things, due next day. And there are also some blue things, and maybe that's due in 2 weeks. So color code your calendar. Or use Post-it. I have students who like Post-it, different colors. So I have adults using that. Find a system that works for you. Do one thing at a time, never multitasking. You may think that you save time by multitasking. The research shows the opposite. If you in the school world, only 2% of people, they can multitasking. I really saw those people when I visited Google campus. I see one guy working on 3 different computers at the same time. There are people like that, geniuses. But most of us, we cannot multitask. So do one thing at a time. That will also reduce your anxiety. Yeah. Also have a daily routine. You know why I mentioned this last year. Steve Jobs and the founder of Facebook, they all wear the same outfit. Why? Reduce the decision fatigue. Yeah, so you do, every time we make a decision, some of our energy goes away. Because our attention is our brain power. They're limited every day. So if you make decisions about, oh, should I do my homework first or should I go out for a walk first? Well, make up your decision, set a routine. So you don't even think about it. I get home, my sneakers are right there. That's what the 原子习惯 is recommending. You make it very convenient. You make your sneakers right by the door. You put on your backpack, you put on your sneaker, you go out for a run. So you make it happen. You make it happen. Yeah, I don't have time to go to the details. That book gave you a lot of good suggestions how to build a habit that can build you up. So make a routine. So if you have a routine, you don't even, you save you a lot of time and energy. If you're really resistant about starting something, ask yourself, what's the smallest step I can do? The more resistant you are, the smaller the step should be. Yeah, just we call that the 10-minute rule. For example, if you want, 如果你想养成一个锻炼的习惯，那么你就从10分钟开始。绝大多数人他是不会抗拒10分钟的，因为他觉得他可以做得到。所以你说我今天我就去走路10分钟，你基本上更愿意出门。你如果觉得说，哎呀，我下星期要跑马拉松，你就肯定是不会出门的，因为它这个 goal 太大了。所以 make your goal very small and build your confidence little by little. Yeah. So there are lots of strategies, and you probably can click on Google and get most of it. But the point is that how can you collect yourself to make it happen? Yeah. From 0 to 1 takes self-discipline, but from 1 and after, that's just a habit. So spend some time to build some habit that you can benefit from for the rest of your life. 对，因为大概40%左右，我们的行为都是习惯，想都不用想就去做了。所以 take some time to build a habit and then seek progress, not perfection. And the point is that once you conquer your fears, little by little, the more you do, the bigger your comfort zone is, and the smaller the courage zone is. Because in order to develop your potential, 如果你想发展你的潜能的话，你必然要去做自己不熟悉的事情，知道自己其实很弱的事情，甚至是自己害怕的事情。You have no choice. So how to do that? What we talked about earlier. The most courageous people are not without fears. 我们都有恐惧，恐惧每个人都有。重要的是你带着恐惧，还要去做你应该做的事情。So the next group of questions. Thank you so much for the parents who left the questions on the website. So I really admire the parents who saw the significance of positive emotions. So we talked about how to reduce anxiety, and the parents are very smart. They said that if they're happy, if they're confident, they're happy, of course, they're not gonna go into depression or anxiety. But how to keep joy during difficult times? How to make children have the ability to perceive and get happiness? Thank you for recognizing the importance of happiness. How to deal with teenagers' strong emotions at home. What if I do things that make me happy, but they are not very healthy? For example, eating cookies. Oh, by the way, if that question was written by a teenager, it's okay. Because they're, 就像我们大人讲的，生活中你需要那个小确幸, the small things that bring you happiness. It's okay, as long as you're not overweight and your blood sugar is too high. Yeah, so for your high metabolism, you can handle cookies each day. It'll be fine. So, 孩子顶嘴的时候，家长如何空巢期取，都是很好的问题，都是很好的问题。这些我们在过去的讲座中讲了很多。I'm serious. Last night I had 190 slides, and this morning I have to cut down 50 of them and added another 80. So I counted everything that we talked about last year. 我过去在这里讲过的，不再讲了。去年讲过，一个就是情绪的重要性等等，都讲过。大概是最重要的，我大概跟大家mention一下。Every day we experience emotions, especially our teenagers. They're like roller coasters. Yeah, could be very, very excited in the morning and very down by the end of the day just because a friend said something or didn't say something. Yeah. So, and this is what we are human. We're human. So even like people like me, sometimes I lose control of my emotions. 我还记得在2020年2月6号的时候，是我们的2月6号中午2点7号，李文亮大夫去世那天。那天我正好抓住我的小儿子，他那天是偷打游戏，晚上起来偷打游戏。那天我非常悲愤，然后那天又抓到他，然后我当时脱口而出：“怎么死的不是你？”当时我非常气愤，人都会有失控的时候。那天我非常累，当时他的哥哥和他当时他非常伤心，当然就哭了。他的哥哥和爸爸，当然就站出来 说你怎么能说这样的话呢？给我批评一顿。那后来我也跟他道歉了。所以我们都会有失控的时候，我们可能自己控制不好自己的情绪，因为我们都是人，我们也会有情绪。成人，我们哪怕再爱孩子，也有失控的时候。但是 the key is, as long as your emotions, your neutral and positive emotions, 你的中立的和你的积极的情绪，它占到了你的愤怒、悲伤、焦虑、绝望等等这些负面的情绪3倍以上，我们就属于健康的。好，请问一下在座的 ，Yeah. So how many of you reach the positive ratio? Your neutral and positive emotions are 3 times more than your negative emotions, such as anger, worries, despair, or fear. All that. Very good, very good. So which means that your negative emotions cannot exceed 25% of your day. So raise your hand if you reach that positive ratio. Oh, please. Raise it higher, I can see you. Okay, thank you. Well, I hope by the end of this seminar, those parents who did not raise their hand, at least learn some tools. You feel like, oh, I'm confident, I will reach that positive ratio. Because that pretty much is the measure of your mental health. If you do not reach that 3-to-1 ratio, I worry about 你的情绪处于我们在心理学叫做心理的亚健康，情绪的亚健康。大家知道我们的 physical health 亚健康的比例是多少？真正健康的 physically healthy people 是多少？比例是多少？Less than 30. So the WHO estimates maybe 10, about 10. Yeah, and 15% that really have some kind of disease. And people in between, they are 亚健康。And 心理的亚健康 about the same. 75% of people have 心理的亚健康。It's not reaching that mental health the level. So here's the thing. I'm so happy that so many parents are recognizing the importance of emotions. 家长越来越多看到了情绪的力量，为什么呢？孩子可能很聪明，他明明知道该做什么。我相信我们所有的孩子在座的都知道该做什么，可是他就是做不到。Emotion is the drive. Emotion, the 词根 the root is mot, M-O-T. That's the drive behind your actions. So I really like this book, 向鱼其向人。其实它的这个英文名字就是 hypothesis, the happiness hypothesis. So it has a very good analogy. It says that our emotions, the elephant, the rational part of the brain, 我们的理智的大脑就像那个骑象人一样。你如果不 work with the elephant and you force him to go somewhere, it's impossible, and the elephant will throw you off the back. So that's what happens. We have to know our emotions, respect it, and work with it. But do not be afraid of emotion, because emotion is also the power that transforms darkness into light and apathy into movement. So, 这些我们过去讲过了。只要你把自己的积极情绪调动起来，原来的讲座给大家讲过，不管是4岁的儿童，还是青少年，还是成年人，你只要是先调动积极情绪，然后你的自控力、韧性、记忆力、专注力、创造性、决策能力、解决问题能力、内驱力等等，这些所有我们希望孩子拥有的，全都上升了。我很喜欢这个作者Dr. Lawrence Stanberg, he's the expert for teenagers, studying teenagers. 他指出来一点大家可以参考这本书 Age of Opportunities. He loves teenagers. I do too. Yeah. So teenager 这个 year 有一个很大的一个特点是什么呢？它刚好就是有点像它的 emotional regulation， 它的 emotion 都具备了，但是它的刹车还没有准备好，它就像一个跑车一样但是刹车还没有准备好，所以他的情绪非常的强烈，来的非常强烈。teenager 的大脑上次讲座中跟大家讲过了。这个他的大脑跟我们成人最大的一部分不一样的地方，就是他的情绪管理这部分，比我们大人都要大一点。就他很敏感。我们可能刚刚 raise our voice just a little bit, and they already take that as a personal attack. So they sound very aggressive in their ears. So we have to be aware of that. So how help children or also yourself to raise your level of happiness. 原来跟大家讲过这个积极心理学的发现就是5个维度，专注的投入。比如说 ，how many I'm asking all of you maybe. How many of you have a habit, have a hobby that you love it so much that when you do it, you lose sense of time? Raise your hand. Could be cooking or gardening, or could be drawing, singing, playing piano, anything. Raise your hand. If you have, very good. Thank you, thank you. So engagement, very good. So how to improve that? 正面 mindfulness. In the past, we talked about how do you just focus, 不加评判的专注在当下，做一件事情的认真做，包括你吃饭的时候，你就是都不想yeah, when you eat, at least on weekends when you have more time, pay attention to what you're doing right now. Engagement, actually, that's a big part of happiness. If you want to raise your happiness, pay attention to what you're doing. Even little things like you're cooking macaroni and cheese, smell, and all these things. Pay attention without judgment. That engagement improve your happiness. Also, healthy relationship. We're going to talk more about that. Meaning and purpose and sense of accomplishment. All this will give you that true happiness, not the kind of happiness that you get just because you had a good meal. 情绪的生理的基础不再重复了，去年讲过了，就是健康的饮食、充足的睡眠，再加上锻炼身体。锻炼身体不要。So how many of you have at least one sport? It could be go to the gym for about 30 to 45 minutes. Raise your hand. Physical activity. Physical activity. If you don't have it yet, please have it because build that into your daily routine because that is something research shows, including Harvard Medical School. 30 to 40 minutes of exercise, that's enough for you to sweat a little bit. The effect is equivalent to low dosage of antidepressant. So 它跟低剂量的抗抑郁药，它的效果是完全一样的。大家，如果是你想送给孩子一个最好的礼物，就是帮助你的青少年一定要有一个运动的习惯，不管什么样的运动都可以的。Sleep is so important. Now, how many hours of sleep? No, I'm going to quiz you because I repeat this so many times. How many hours of sleep does a teenager need? 13 to 19 years old. How many hours? Thank you. American Sleep Foundation said 9.25. I'm not asking that much. 8.5, at least 8. But 70% of our high school students in the USA do not have enough sleep. And if you make it up on weekends, that's better than nothing. But if you can try to get at least 8 hours. Now, how many of you can meet that quota? Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Yeah, I'm asking how many of you have at least 8 hours of sleep. Raise your hand. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Yeah, you have to. Confidence, confidence. Well, I don't have time to share my class, my session. It's like a set of 20 classes. My session on confidence show you what does confidence mean. Look at me. Yeah, I talk. If I raise my hand, I raise my hand like this. Yeah, so that's a sign of confidence. If you want your children, 如果你想让你的孩子自信的过完这一生的话 ，you have to show them. 你来给你们看一下什么叫 confidence. Yeah. Sleep. Well, I hope this comment convince you guys, especially the teenagers who did not raise the hand for 8 hours of sleep. This is enough because the growth hormone is only released between peaks 11 p.m. to about 2 a.m. So if you want to, how many of you want to grow as tall as possible? All of you, right? You want to be tall, right? You make sure you fall asleep between 11 and 2 a.m., okay? That's not a time for you to study, no. 11 to 2, you gotta sleep, okay? That's, you want to leverage, you want to take advantage of the growth hormone. You want to grow tall. Many other things will raise our positive emotions too, like helping others. What you're doing, Lizzie, is wonderful. So you really improve, raise your positive emotions. How do you feel when you organize those activities? Does that make you happy when you participate in those community service hours and all that? Do you like that? Yes, yes. So that's why, that's also part of the graduation requirements, in case you don't know, in America. Emotion, so important. If you're worried about your children's emotions, take a look at your own. Because our emotions, or social interaction, everything, home is the first school. This is from Dr. Daniel Goleman, 1995. He published the first book about EQ, why it's more important than IQ. And he's called the father of EQ. I talked about EQ 10 years. So think about everything. So I really like the quote by one of the famous people said that before you have children, 在你要孩子之前，你得先确认生活是快乐的，你的情绪怎么样？你觉得世界可爱吗？在你们把孩子带来这个世界之前。Why it's important for our parents to pay attention to our own emotions? Because emotions are contagious. It's wired in our brain. 我们每个人的大脑里面都有镜像神经元，天生我们就有这个同理心。看孩子就这么容易的，他就会 copy 你。Emotion is the same thing. Mirror neurons. So, as a matter of fact, it's the family members that we live together every day that has more impact on our emotions. 所以我们做家长的一定要知道说，你不能说，哎，就因为他晚上不睡觉，因为他打游戏，所以我这么焦虑，我都睡不着觉了。First habit, sad habits of highly effective people. 高效能人士7个习惯，第1个习惯是什么 ？Be proactive， 积极主动。积极主动最重要的一点就是你要为你自己的情绪做主。你不能说，就很多的家长告诉我，他说你看我的情绪，那完全根据我10年级的女儿，她的成绩好了，我脱口粮食都是甜的。她成绩不好的时候，你给我最好吃的东西，我吃出来这样。Well, we cannot give up the control of our emotion in the hands of a teenager. That's too much. Yeah. So remember, between the stimulus, 这是我们看到的东西。我们看到什么和我们的 response 之间，我们是有一个 freedom to choose. You are the master of your emotion. Do not blame on your children. 你不能像那个上面想的是，我爱学习，因为学习使我妈快乐。然后你妈的快乐，如果是仅靠你的学习来维持的话，你说这个妈有多可怜，对不对？应该这个妈应该她的快乐还应该来自很多东西啊！真的，我不是开玩笑的哈。那个在我们湾区，那包是不治百病的，斯坦福录取通知书治百病。还有的。5年之前吧，我一个朋友，在那个整个11年级期间，我见他的时候，哎呀，那就无精打采呀，整个人都蔫了，都已经。但过了不到1年，我再见他就说，啊，整个年轻了10岁，发生什么事情了？儿子上斯坦福了。哎呦，你不要那个，就是大家不要觉得说，那这么好的孩子怎么还会无精打采，都快觉得生无可恋呢？11年级的时候，那脾气大的，那可以那个就是拿起来椅子。把椅子打烂的那种的孩子，就是孩子那时候压力也很大，也很压大的，所以就说都会有这个经历的，但是我们是会Sorry, what time is it? 4 o'clock already. Oh my gosh. Thank you. All right. So, 所以谢谢 ，Thank you so much. Yeah, I have another class at 5 in 3 days. 所以我们的。Be aware， 一定要小心这个踢猫效应。So you got in a bad mood at work, and then you come home with that bad mood and pass it on to your children, and the children will pass it on to the cat. So be aware. But positive emotion will be contagious as well. So how to avoid this? Before you enter your home, please sit in the car and do 5 minutes of mindful breathing. You can search it on your Google, okay? Mindful breathing on YouTube, lots of that. Find one that works for you. Do 5 minutes of mindful breathing before you enter. So put everything behind, and you enter your home with a fresh mind. Positive emotions also are contagious. 良言，一句良言暖3冬。So positive emotions also can make a big impact. So I've been working from the field of psychology and education for over 20 years. The more I work in it, the clearer I realize that our family education is like a root. Like the soil where the children's root is growing. If their root is very deep, they can defend all turbulence in life. 我们的古人非常的智慧，人生不如意的事十有八九，对不对？所以我们不像那个25%，一生中什么磨难都没有经过的，我们75%的人，他是会有这样或者那样的 ups and downs. But the deeper their roots are, the stronger they are. They can handle the setbacks. So, 但是我们家长也很不容易。This is a longitudinal study from age 16 all the way to 88. 7 different studies to see how the happiness changes. Happiness. So our age, when our children are in high school, the happiness level is the lowest. We have parents, and we have teenager children. I'm serious. 7 different agencies. They coincide. 47.2 years old. And when the study showed up, I was exactly that age. I was happy because I was the optimistic person, and I feel like, wow, I'm at the bottom of the valley. That means I can only go up. I'll be happier each day, right? That's the truth. Yeah. So you have to take it with a grain of salt. So the most important thing for the parents today, I don't have time to share with you everything because this is a condensed course for my 28 lessons for parents. So, but I just want to remind you that 我们觉得我们看到整个世界，其实你看到的是你自己。我们作为家长一定要照顾好自己。当你自己没有感到自己被爱，自己的爱没有的时候，自己没有被尊重、被信任的时候，你这时候你说出来的话，孩子感受不到爱的。你一定要照顾好自己。Thank you so much for reminding us that take care of yourself. You have to. Very important. 你怎么看待这个问题才是真正的问题？这个讲过很多遍。你把孩子当做一个雕刻家的小包，真的是这些孩子会让。So how many of you feel like since you have children, you become a better person? Raise your hand. You are like more patient. Very good. More gentle. More resilient. Yes, that's right. Thanks to our children. I'm determined. That's why I'm so strong. I'm 50 and my energy feels like 20. I'm gonna live. I'm determined to live for the day that my children have their own teenager children, so that I can nod my head and smile at them. 你也有今天。没有人，你在座的各位爸爸妈妈，你如果不爱你的孩子，你不会来到这里。你来到这里是因为你太爱你的孩子。You want to be a better parent. Pat your shoulder. You are the person who, in this whole world, nobody is going to love your children more than you. 这些不再讲了，就以终为始。你想一想，孩子在出生的时候，那种希望、兴奋，现在不一样了。现在看到这个，现在这个心情差别。但是你要回到的时候，要常常看一下孩子小时候的照片，想想为什么当时这么叛逆。有一位家长问到说 ，How to stay calm when the children have strong emotions？ 你要想，我们的孩子他的 emotional regulation 还没有发育成熟，我们的发育成熟了好不好？我们的发育成熟了啊，所以我们要是 we should be the anchor at our home, and no one can no one can make you angry unless you let them to. So we are in control, okay? I'll share with you some other things, but the point is that again, go back to the beginning of the seminar. The worries, only 8% is legitimate. Can I give you some statistics? Or some cases that I work with. 我就给你举几个例子，希望降低大家的焦虑。我本来邀请了一个家长到这边，他是湾区的，他现在在外州，没有办法了，他很愿意跟大家分享。这个孩子是我2020年咨询的一个孩子，2020年的时候他已经是 junior 了，他那一年他原来是很不错的学生，就在我湾区一个高中，然后原来很好的学生，结果就是上网课上班玩腻了，然后成绩就一路下滑，整个 junior 全都是 F， 全都当掉了。然后他 很想去，他很想去改变，但是他真的控制不了自己。那时候因为线上1周1次已经不行了，就他是个很善良的一个孩子。后来我就推荐家长，我说你要带他去 IOP Intensive Outpatient Program， 就是你把他早晨9点送去，晚上4点接回来这样的 therapeutic program， 他已经真的就是上瘾了。他的整个junior year 全都是 F， 整个课全都是junior 那个 summer 补的。大家猜一猜，他去年上的大学，这个孩子就在junior 基本上全都是 make up the class in the summer， 整个junior 都是 F 的情况下，他在12年级，我都不知道他怎么早生的。他早生了20个学校，他被其中的10个学校录取，其中包括 Texas A&M、Penn State、Ohio State 这样的学校。What do you worry about? This is America. If your child wants to go to college, there are so many good colleges. 刚才我提到这个 senior， 我现在正在 work 的 senior， 他已经拿到了 NYU 数学系的全额奖学金。这个孩子有严重的 ADHD。我也是在2年之前给他做过咨询，然后后来他很顺利，现在又开始一放松拿到 offer， 一放松又开始 F 了。就 what do you worry about? That's my point. There are so many good colleges. Yeah. So the most important thing I want you parents to know is that if you forget about everything, you got to remember one thing: your trust in your children will become their trust in themselves. 真的就是自我期待教育，你期待什么样的孩子，他就会出现什么样的孩子，一点都不夸张的。我很喜欢这个图哈，就这个刘大明老师，他现在是个大学老师。我为什么选择这照片？我看上了他妈妈那个笑容。这个孩子出生就会诊断为成骨不全症，特别的小，而且都是轮椅，就是整个就是行动特别不方便。你看他妈妈那个眼光，在他妈妈的眼中，这个孩子就是世界上最完美的孩子。你有没有觉得？就是这种信任传递给这个孩子，他非常的自信。大学老师现在是以终为始，你想培养你的孩子，请你每天你就朝这个方向给他反馈。对，你一定要盯着这个目标，而不要盯着这个困难。如果你觉得我怎么做，我怎么样去稳定我的情绪，很简单，你每天找到3个孩子微小的进步或者值得你欣赏的地方，你好好的想一想，一定有的，你把它写下来。你每天及时的反馈，你这样连续做3周，你如果情绪没有改变的话，你来找我。还有你自己要有舒压的方法 ，and for you teenagers too, find ways that work for you. So it could be talking with a friend, or could be sports, and could be listening to music. Find a way that you can help yourself with your stress. Yeah. Just be aware that they're at the age. I mean, my older son was like, look up at him like this. So他们的视线真的影响他们的心理。They want you to treat them as adults because they're as tall or taller than you. Of course, we have to. It's 真的很难，有的时候真的很难。我家2个孩子真的很难。我有的时候对待他们就是那个习惯，老是觉得他们就是那个小孩，但其实不是了。Yeah, you have to recognize they are adults or transitioning into adulthood, but to treat them as adults. Yeah, and they will see the reality. I mean, how to reduce anxiety? How do we define test? If you define a test as just a neutral measure of how well you mastered a chapter, you wouldn't get that anxiety. If you think the test as a measurement of how good I am or how valuable I am, and then the parents think that their children's grades in school determines the grades of them as a parent, and then that's trouble. That became the root for anxiety. Yeah. So if we think that something triggers anxiety, we have to take a serious look at it. 你要看一下到底是发生了，到底是你怎么看待这个问题，决定了你的情绪怎么样。就像爱迪生，他为什么能够 persist over 2,000 times in order to find the material to make the light bulb? Over 2,000 times. Can you persist that many? Can you go through that many failures? Probably not. Yeah, probably not. Why he could? Because the way you look at the failures, he doesn't think they're failures. They're just the 2,000 attempts getting rule out some material. That's all. Yeah, he does not think that's failures. Yeah. So if you make a mistake, no big deal. Yeah. because that means that you try something new and try something hard. Yeah. A lost game gives you more because shows you which part you are missing, right? Yeah, think about it. If you get 100% on test, that means that that's a waste of your time. You already know everything. Yeah. If you get 80, you know the 20% that you don't know yet. I also want to share with you that stress, healthy level of stress is good for you. It helps you to focus better, help you perform better. That's what so make sure that you look at stress in a positive way. This is from Coach Tim Grover. He's the coach for most elite athletes in America. And check out this book. I really like this book. Relentless. Go get it. And if you understand that book, you're set for your life. Stress keeps you sharp. He challenges you to embrace the stress. Also, manage your emotions. This is something I use for my elementary school students. It's also for, I think it's good for you guys too. So, be aware. Self-awareness is my #1 class for emotional regulation. So you have to be aware, what's my emotion? Once you feel like, oh, I feel restless, it's not a good time for you to sit down and do your homework. Do something about it. Go out and take a walk. Or just close your eyes for 15 minutes. Calm down. And before you are ready to go. So your emotion, make sure that you understand how to, what is a good time for you to do your important work. Yeah. Check out your emotional zone. And if you really want to improve your positivity level, get a gratitude journal. Yeah. Again, every day, write down something, at least one thing, if not 3 things that you're grateful for. Do it for 3 weeks. If you see nothing, no change in your positive emotions, find me. So, a lot of the high school students told me that they go to bed at 10:30 or 11. It took them 2 hours to fall asleep because they keep on thinking about things that belongs to that fog zone. So how to stop rumination? Rumination is also overthinking. 想太多了，其实中国话说的就是想太多了。我们家长也容易出现这个问题，想太多的时候容易内耗。Okay. How to prevent that? So, for example, if something triggers your strong emotion, your child did something that really upset you, stay away. So, 有家长跟他们说，怎么样在孩子出现问题的时候自己情绪稳定？你可以离开，你可以告诉孩子，你可以告诉他说，I'm really tired. Had a very long day at work. I'm going to go out for a walk. I'll talk to you in 15 minutes. That's okay. You show your children. 你让你的孩子看到说，我们大人也需要调整我们的情绪。我情绪稳定，我才能有资格跟你讲话。你出去走一走，或者你如果没时间的话，你就去 bathroom. Wash your face with cold water. That would be fine too. Or do 2 minutes of mindful breathing. So that research shows will calm you down in 2 minutes. Action, that's something that we talk about. You can something that listen to music or do some exercise, and that can distract you. That's good distractions. I also want to show you some statistics about coaching perspective. So for high school students, it's very easy for them, something happens, they think that's the end of the world because high school is their world. They don't know what the rest of the world looks like. So be patient, because they don't stay that far yet. I want to show you some statistics that was proved to help my high school students in online classes. For example, American #1 cause for childhood cancer. 1 in 33 birth defects. 40,000 infants born with congenital heart defects. Autism, especially in our Bay Area, right now it increased from 1970, 1 out of 10,000 to 1 out of 54. Autism. Developmental disability, 2 out of 100, so 1 in 50. Percentage of U.S. children eligible for free and reduced lunch. That means their families below the poverty line. 52.1%. Can you imagine? USA is the richest country in the whole world. 52.1% of the family are below poverty line. plus. Kaiser did a huge study, ACE study, adverse childhood experience. Out of the 10 things that children can experience before age 12. So these are the 10 for translation. And then guess what? Only 36% had none. 64% had at least one. 12.5% had at least 4 or more. So pat your shoulders. Do you feel lucky now? You feel lucky? You dodged everything. Yeah. So now I want to ask you, what percentage of the people around the world can go to college? Do you know the percentage? 多少比例的人可以上大学？10%, 2%, 15%. They're very realistic. My students think that 30, 60. You guys are very close. 7.6%. 7.6% around the world can go to college. And I know that you guys, when you go to college, you're going to do something for the other 93%, right? You will. So education is not a chore, it's a privilege. Over 30% of school-age children, I'm talking about under 12, in Africa, do not have the chance to go to elementary school. I hope you now recognize that a lot of things that bothers you actually is pretty small. So the last part, I was planning to spend 30 minutes on, now I have to rush into 15 minutes. So these are all about communication. How to help our children. Actually, the past 2 hours, almost 2 hours, we already talked a lot about it. So once you trust your children, your emotions will be different, I hope. 当我们家长真的有信心的时候，你在家里的状态是不一样的。你是很放松的，你的孩子当然愿意跟你交流，那些都是基础，没有那些你再讲这些交流的技巧没用的，这些都是道，这些都是术，你前面是道，你必须要端正你的心态。How to communicate effectively with the youth? How to motivate your child without putting pressure on them? Communication to a relationship is like oxygen to life. Last session I told you that one very famous psychologist said that Adler said that all problems 所有的问题都是人际关系问题，虽然没有这么绝对，但是你想想，如果是90%的问题都是人际关系的问题，有的孩子可能在学校里面是另外一个人，在家里变了个脸，为什么？人际关系不一样。They will show different side of them because of the quality of the relationship. So communication 那就是所有的问题的根源了。如果是 relation， 因为它对一个 relationship 来讲，就像氧气一样重要。乔布斯说过，优秀的人共识不用太在乎他们的自尊。But our children are not that strong yet, so we have to pay attention to their self-esteem. 最重要的是一定要去了解。Marie Baldwin 是我们的家庭治疗的领军人物。如果你了解了，你就会知道该怎么做。Our biggest problem is that we don't know, but we think we know. Well, first of all, it's really difficult to put ourselves in the other's shoes. 有一天我回到家里来，我进门的时候，我看然后我跟我老大打招呼，他很不耐烦，头也没回，我当时就不高兴了。我说这怎么这么没礼貌呢？就后来才发现他的电脑 crash 了，他在很着急在弄他的电脑。所以就说我们一定要不要去 jump to conclusions. We think our children, but sometimes we really need to calm down and understand. 同理心不是我们常常说的，要把你自己放在别人的鞋子里。你在把自己放在别人鞋子里之前，你要先做到什么？先把你自己的鞋子脱下来，对不对？我们常常是觉得我们知道是怎么回事，其实我们并不知道的。就像为什么家长会挑食呢？我们去买东西，买东西不是我们，我们买的都是我们觉得重要的。empathy 它跟 sympathy 是不一样，它不是同情，它是真正的同理，而且你要避免。有的家长说，我同理了，我跟他说了，我说那个，你看上去，听过我的讲座，他说，你看上去很生气这个老师说的话，是真的让你很生气。但是，你别但是就是假共情那是假共情，你不要但是对，上次我们讲过，teenager 年轻人里面
90%都撒过谎，有很多家长很不理解，他说他当时已经都气懵了，我的孩子怎么能撒谎呢？哇，你的孩子撒谎呢？因为他不觉得他在撒谎。That's it， 你去了解一下，你大样本的调查啊，1万人以上的跨国的研究，90%以上的青少年是撒谎的，但是他们不觉得他们撒谎，对他们有很多的原因，去了解一下，对，很多的原因。咱们讲过这个听非常的重要，我们很多就是这个听这一步做不好啊，你用心用 attention 去听。好，这些都是来自于高效能人士的7个习惯，我不讲了，大家看一下。我们常常就是很难去真正的专注在现在。比如说，我作为一个妈妈，我深有体会，真的很难。有的时候我的孩子过来给我一个 hug， 然后呢，我马上就会介绍说，哎呀，你这个头发今天没洗完，然后你这个脖子上有个包，然后我的孩子就会很 frustrated， 就说I just want a hug。对，就是我们家长随时那个天线是支棱着的，我们一直在寻找说哪里不对的地方。说真的是我们随时就是，我们一定要小心，一定要有一个 hug， 就是一个 hug。我现在学会了闭嘴。但是我们听东西的时候，我们常常会就听我们想听的，然后一听到我们想听的，马上跳起来，你看我说了吧，就是你的责任吧。对，你千万要听全了，听着。为什么我们聊天聊不下去了？就是因为就是我们 jump to conclusion too early。对，然后有些孩子他根本就不是来找建议的，他只想找人听一听而已。你一定要记住，这个就不讲了。回头大家可以先从跟自己的配偶联系啊，这个都是我的系列家庭教育课程中的。对，这些其实大家都知道，但是就是做到，这是最难办的。很多人他是真的，他听他是不是来去理解的，他听他是要给你点建议的，对，这就好了。我特别喜欢听英语这句话啊。这2个书3章5节里面讲的，真的舌头大家一定要小心，舌头是白体里面最小的一个，但是呢，它却能造最大的祸。但是同样一个舌头，你管理好了有智慧了，你同样也可以良言如同蜂房，使心觉甘甜，使骨得医治。愿我们说出来的话都能造就孩子，我们一定要去练习，一定可以做到。我们在交流上，我们可以去就是多问一些好奇心的问题。目标确实在这件事上，你希望达到什么样的目标呢？对，你要问一下孩子，你想要什么？然后你打算怎么做？你需要我做点什么来支持你呢？就责任是他的。然后我这样做，然后你觉得有帮助吗？你接下来会怎么做？就是你多问一些好奇心的问题，让他来guide。因为在这个年龄，他们真的很不喜欢。我的小儿子会非常明显告诉我说，你知道我最讨厌那个我做别人要我做的事情吗？他说我最讨厌的什么呢？我本来走在路上要去刷碗了。你突然来了一句，今天轮到你说完了，他说我马上就不想刷了。你说这算谁的呢？就他们很不喜欢。我们既然就是做成routine了就是尽量少提醒。当然有的时候也必须得提醒一下，就我们得找到那个智慧哈。就是重要的就是一定要把这个责任，一定要就是我说这句话是不是这个责任是在这个孩子身上，还是我想替他承担责任？在青少年期间一定要注意到这一点哈。然后我们可以给反馈，我们给的反馈也不是评判性的。然后接下来怎么做呀？等等，就这个就是我们讲的这个共情式沟通，就大家可以回头看这个 slide 去再琢磨一下。对，这个很需要练习。我们先可以从自己的配偶身上练习哈，能不能从觉察到描述？这个其实跟我们上次讲那个，如果大家想知道怎么做，就查那个非暴力沟通就行了。买本书《非暴力沟通》，这上面基本上都一样的。非暴力沟通这4步，其实跟这个是一样的。你就觉察，然后描述，然后呢，你承认他对方的感受，慢慢他就越来越愿意跟你聊天了。对，自我负责是最重要的是，我们一定要让孩子来为自己来负责，因为他很快需要自己做所有的责任了。大家可以参考一下李崇建老师的《如何让孩子成为他自己》就是最重要的是这个积极的语言，你的语言有没有是引导孩子？我就知道你是个特别负责任的人哈。然后你看我就知道你这次这个作业我看到通知了说你肯定是有什么原因你是在帮助你谁。总之你想让孩子变成什么样的人，你就把这个话带出来，你就让他知道说，我就知道你是个特别喜欢帮助别人的人，所以你这次才花了这么多的时间，都把自己做作业的时间都耽误了，等等。然后你先给他告诉他你觉得他特别值得你欣赏的地方，然后再指出来他可以把这个事情做得更周全的地方。对，同样一句话，你换一种说法，真的很不一样，非常不一样。走不下去了。 ，slides 走不下去了。好，积极语言哈，就是这些能为自己、能为他人带来愉快体验的这样一个其实就是我们圣经中讲的造就人的好话，一定要说造就人的好。说出这句话，有的家长就告诉我，他说我真的知道我不应该说这句话，但是我就是控制不住，我就当时不说不快，不吐快。对，如果你感到你明明知道这个情况下你真的情绪上来了，你一定要离开。一定要离开，你真的，你眼睛看不见的时候，你的情绪很快就平复下来；你眼睛看着他的时候，真的就不行了。然后你可以告诉他，你说妈妈现在有点累，等我休息一下，我再回来，我们再看看这个问题。你就先离开，你千万不要，你有的时候真的就是你说那句话，你可能需要1个月，甚至是就像我举的那个例子，我说的这么难听的一句话，那可能需要好几年才能恢复过来。真的，你说多难听的一句话。非暴力沟通，大家可以参考一下，非常有名的书哈。对，大家记住了，孩子不光是孩子，大人也是一样的。这本书，如果你想学习交流，一定要去参考一下。这是卡耐基的经典，流行40多年了。它里面列举了好多条关于职场上人际交往之间的这个principles， 其实对亲子之间我算了一下，80%到90%都是适用的。其中一条就是都是就除非像乔布斯这样的哈。优秀的人，他基本上都不喜欢批评的，对。所以我们一定要做到3比1，这个洛萨大比一定要达到了。我们给孩子的反馈，大家算一下，现在大家给孩子的反馈有没有每给一个指正性的意见的，前边和后边至少有3个认可性的、鼓励性的、欣赏性的、积极的反馈，有没有达到的？你每给一个constructive criticism or instruction to ask you to do something, at least 3 positive feedback. 这个我们心理学上做过研究的哈。Yeah, we did the research. In family, actually it's 5 to 1, but I'm lowering the standards. 我在降低要求，就说至少3比1。如果不知道怎么对话，一定要去参考这2本书，写得非常好，《对话的力量》，非常好的书。This is a teeny different. The biggest difference is that their emotion is a lot more sensitive. Accept it. It will last for a few years. Yeah, they will get better. 在这里有没有18岁的孩子？家里的孩子18岁的？我是唯一的有啊。你有没有觉得18岁比16岁好多了？好太多了。对，我的孩子18岁了，整个我感觉青春期终于过完了。对，都有希望啊。真的比16岁强太多了，真的是。大脑，你急不得，他大脑慢慢在发育。对，我们那时候也是这样的，我们就是都忘了而已。对，所以大家一定要避免 yelling, screaming, verbal pull downs. They're going to be interpreted as attack, which will provoke fight or flight. So 真的要避免冲突，一定要避免冲突。为什么在家里更容易发脾气？可能孩子在外面非常的respectful， 在家里为什么容易发脾气？放松嘛，他们再怎么样，我们还是他妈，对不对？或者是我们自己没有理好帮助，讲话不清楚，lots of relationship problems because the boundaries not clear，或者是没有敬畏，就在家里，你父母没有，孩子没有对自己有这个敬畏，是有可能的。Choose your battle， 我们一定不要事事都去干预。你事事都去干预，你就完蛋了，因为你大眼一看，我们以40、50岁的一个智慧经历，大眼一看那个14、15岁的孩子，满眼都是需要提高的地方，对不对？没完了，那一天到晚都是需要，所以我们一定要 pick your battle。你在比如说这个星期，你就捡出来对他的健康最有影响的一件，你比如说睡眠这个事情太重要了，一旦他把他的睡眠调整好了之后，其他的什么自控力呀、专注力呀、什么什么韧性啊等等，情绪的调控啊都过来了。所以我就觉得，如果 if you need to pick one battle, that's going to be you can lose on some other things。我有一篇讲座稿里面列举了一个19岁大学生的一个网瘾的一个问题。 顺便提醒一下啊，关于网瘾的这样的没有时间，因为今天我们讲的是交流。如果你打算对管教感兴趣的话，下周日26号，我在基督五家专门讲积极管教，是从学前期一直到青少年期怎么样积极管教的，所以欢迎大家去基督五家去参加你的积极管教。今天就是讲交流，你怎么问对问题，决定了你的教育质量。我们提问的时候，千万不是反问质问，也不是出题目考察孩子知不知道，我们一定是好奇心的、真正的尊重、真心诚意的请教孩子的想法。在家里，你真的不是讲理的地方。在2020年哎呦，已经4点半多了哈，不好意思，不给大家举例子了。然后没关系的，我有系列的情绪管理4节课的给教会做的，已经在 Google Drive 上面，我回头发给我们的主办方，大家可以加一下我们 Leafly 的不知道你们有没有群什么的。对，你们一定要加主办方，我转给主办方所有过去的讲座稿，然后免费的情绪管理的讲座，连续4讲的，千万不要跳着刚看最后一讲10到17岁的哈，一定要从头开始，那是系列的讲座，讲得非常的清楚，情绪怎么回事儿，然后一直看到最后一讲。对，那不讲就跟他讲一讲，就是最重要的是不打马后炮。对，要做什么？不打马后炮要干嘛？不要已经出事儿了，然后我回头告诉你。刚才不是提到一个孩子junior的时候，已经都是 F 嘛，最后还在上很好的大学。你知道他是怎么做到的吗？关键就是他的爸爸妈妈。他的爸爸当时说了一句话，我到现在都记得。他爸爸当时告诉我，他说已经都这样了，还能差到哪儿去？他就这么艰难，就这么艰难，他一点都不焦虑，他已经都这样了，还能差到哪儿去？大家有这样的心态，你家里1半以上的矛盾没了。不打马后炮，要做脚前跟，我们要做一下，平时要做好这个格局。成人家长职场也可以参考一下这本书啊，真的很厉害。改变提问，改变人生。我们在家里是改变提问，改变亲子关系啊，这就没时间讲了。就是你是 pointing fingers whose fault， 还是要问的是 what can we learn from it？ 这个是我们要问的。我们怎么样一起来？你是跟孩子站在一起面对这个问题，大家这个电邮的诱惑力太大了。我们一起来看看怎么样提高我们的自控力，还是你跟这个游戏站在一起看这个孩子，就你的自控力这么差，对你站在哪一边？你问的什么问题？你是 pointing fingers blame who to blame， 还是去找一下 what can we do about it？ 这个就你是什么样的，你问什么样的问题，你就得到不一样的亲子关系。一定要在交流中给足了青少年面子，一定要给足了哈。这个我还以为只有中国人讲面子，就卡耐基这本书里面也是。Save face, very important。对，怎么样 give constructive criticism 呢？一定要前后打好基础，前面后面都给孩子们讲好他做得好的地方啊。然后一定是 pick the right time， 这些都不是我说的 ，this is all from research。You cannot talk to them about a serious hot topic when they are tired, hungry, or playing a game. Forget about it. Okay? You give advance notice. You tell them, can we talk about this after dinner? That's better. Okay. Never try to strike a conversation when they're playing a game. No. And also, have maybe 就是尽量避免，特别是男生，可能就是尽量避免可以就是一起走路或者在车里的时候，但是很多的父母就发现，在车里的时候交流的效果更好，因为大家都在往前看，没有眼对眼。对，这个是 less threatening, but it doesn't work for everybody. These are just some rules that research shows. Yeah, pick something that works for you. This is a very good book. How to talk so teens will listen, and listen so teens will talk. So 我会大家一定就是今天没有时间了。所以我就是跟大家讲一下，一定要加主办方的加进他的群，所有这些都在我过去的讲座稿里面，或者是在大家一定要相信，我们的情绪影响着孩子的情绪。这个孩子是已经也是个 junior， 这是妈妈的短信，他就说他才发现，他说我们家的孩子基本上就是镜子，爸爸他非常看重爸爸的事情，因为 junior 了，17岁了，这么看重爸爸无缘无故踏入他的网的时候，他就感受到不被尊重，不做作业了，也不去打球。第二天，好不容易妈妈跟爸爸讲了，这个不行，爸爸道歉了，告诉他以后再也不会无缘无故给你断网了。好了，孩子也好，去打球去了，作业那天是 Super Bowl， 他放弃看球，去打足球，把梅斯那个球给弄错了。真的，你试一试，我们真的不要说孩子能怎么样，我们先看看我们自己，我们自己有没有 stay calm。大家一定要记住了，青少年看上去最不可爱的时候，是他们最需要我们爱的时候，一定要记住了。交流不一定只是讲话哟，70%是语言，93%是非语言的。我们的表情，我们的一个微笑，你去对着镜子看一下，你笑起来真的很好看，真的很好看。多笑，拥抱，举一下手，在座的各位家长，每天能给孩子至少1个拥抱的，举手。谢谢，谢谢，非常好。对我们中国人不喜欢，你知道在拥抱的时候，它分泌那个催产素，让人与人之间产生连接。这就是为什么我们特别爱孩子，孩子出生的时候，因为我们老抱着他。一定要记住了，我们面前不是一个有问题的孩子，那是一个孩子，他不知道怎么解决眼前的问题。你一定要跟孩子站在一起。很多家长他一下子就想蹦到那个权威那个地方，错，一定要前面有接纳，有赞赏。有关注，有陪伴，有责任，然后你才能赢得孩子的尊重。好，这个也是前一段时间跟大学生来咨询的时候，这个妈妈就说，她说我也没做什么，这孩子当时已经都退学了，都已经抑郁了。一开始我觉得他们家真的挣扎了好多年，就是不能接受这么优秀的孩子，我哪里对不起你了？孩子就一个劲儿说你小的时候就没有给我任何的这个积极的关注。后来妈妈也学了一些课程，她就接纳了，然后她开始，她说我也没做什么，我就听。她有时候给我打电话打1个多小时、2个小时，我就听，偶尔的反馈一下。然后呢，最后结果孩子就能开始去做作业了，因为他那时候已经上不下去了，休学，没法做作业。他说我没做什么，我就听，然后居然就有这么大的力量，接纳的力量。因为孩子真的这样，你知道这个孩子呢，他天生是特别严重的拖延症。结果他说，他要求爸爸妈妈这么长时间说他要休学，结果爸爸妈妈一松口的那一天，他马上要休学手续就办好了。这个妈妈说，这个孩子就从小拖延症的，就从来没见他办这个事儿办得这么快过。就是你说，然后他回他妈妈说，这个孩子得多痛苦，就等爸妈一松口，马上手续办完，就这样，太痛苦了。所以大家一定要记住，在跟孩子青少年交流中，一定要多微笑，真心的对孩子的喜好感兴趣。然后鼓励对建设性的批评的意见，至少比例是3:1。然后问好奇心的问题，反馈式的聆听和积极的聆听。今天听到了很多，从知道到做到是天下最长的路。但是你要记住了，你每一天，你每一个改变，都对你的孩子有帮助。因为孩子他从我们家里带走的不只是高中的毕业证，他还带走了心理的习惯、行为的习惯。他是什么样的人？应该怎么样看待这个世界？应该怎么样解释周围发生的事情？这些都是变成他的一部分。那这些怎么来的？就是我们对他的反馈是很大的一部分，非常大的一部分。我们一定要让孩子能从 impossible 中看成 I am possible. That's our job and that's our goal. To the teenagers, I want you to remember, like I showed you, all these troubles and worries, problems around the world. Life is hard. Sometimes it isn't fair. It really hurts like hell sometimes. But if you focus on what is within your power to change for the better, and you can, and you will. I want to end this seminar with what Rumi shared. 你生而有意，为何竟愿意匍匐前行？每一个孩子都有隐形的翅膀，我们的工作就是让它长出来，而不是让它匍匐前行。我们的生活不只是 survive， 我们希望每个人都是 thrive， 每天睁开眼睛觉得生活真的很美好，也希望把这种美好的意义带给我们的下一代。好，谢谢大家。Sorry, I have to run to my next class.
Thank you, Dr. Xia. Elaine has like a gift on behalf of everyone, and we're just really thankful that you